Today let's do a gentle flow class. So we're looking to have the coziest possible flow. So I'm inviting you to find as many props as you can find in your home. What I have is a blanket to make it more comfortable for the knees, a scarf in guise of a strap. If you have a strap or an elastic, that also works. A pillow. Big pillow is good, nice and cozy. And if you have a yoga block, that's perfect. I have a big-ish water bottle that is sturdy enough and acts as a block to be a bit further from the ground. So once you have all of those, you may start with a comfortable sitting position. So if you have your pillow and your blanket, you can come and sit onto those two props. And maybe fold the pillow and make sure your hips are a little bit higher than the knees. And once you're comfortable, you may rest the hands onto the thighs and then either close your eyes or bring your gaze towards the floor. And start by letting the body settle down. Notice the supports underneath you, the points of contact between your body and those supports. Perhaps letting the body trust a little bit more that they are all there to hold you and that you can soften a little bit further. Let go of any tension in the face, releasing the forehead, the cheeks, and the jaw. And from here, you may bring your right hand to the lower belly, and the left hand to the chest. And with your hands there, notice where the breath is more prominent. Let's invite a 3-part breath. So on your inhale, you'll start by filling up the lower belly under the right hand, followed by the ribs and the chest under the left hand. And on your exhale, you'll release first the chest, then the rib cage, and finally the lower belly. So inhaling, lower belly, rib cage, chest. Exhaling, chest, rib cage, lower belly. Inhale, lower belly, rib cage, chest. Exhale, chest, rib cage, lower belly. Continue at your rhythm, making sure your breath stays soft and without tension. Let's take 2 more rounds of this wave-like breath. After you're done, your next exhale, come back to a neutral, soft breath. Join your hands together towards heart center and gently bow your chin down. If you have an intention for your practice today, repeat it a few times, either in your head or out loud as you're in the comfort of your own home. Some suggestions today may be, I will notice and feel my breath, or I invite movement throughout my body, or I invite softness. Whatever feels appropriate for you today. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and release through the mouth. Gently open the eyes. And let's make our way into a comfortable child's pose. So the blanket can stay here to make it comfier for your knees. And your pillow can also stay here. So you can place it between the knees and, or the heels and the bum. Place the knees about mat width apart. Sit the pelvis onto the heels and then gently walk your hands forward into your child's pose. Forehead will come to rest onto the floor. If the floor is a little bit too far for the forehead, maybe stack your hands one on top of the other under the forehead, or if you have another pillow or block, you may place it here. And invite a few breaths here, letting the belly move freely between the thighs. Letting the pelvis get heavy towards the heels. Soften the chest towards the ground. And invite the arms from the elbows all the way to the fingertips to soften onto the support of the floor. Two more deep breaths. On your next inhale, press the hands to the floor and slowly make your way up to tabletop. Shoulders will walk in so they're under the hips, and you may remove the pillow to the side. Anchor the hands, fingers stretched apart. And on your inhale, lower the belly down, lift the hips, shoulders back, gaze forward for a cow spine. And exhale to round the back. Gaze in, chin towards the chest. And inhale in a cow spine, chest forward, gaze up. And exhale in a cat spine, rounding the spine, pushing the back of the heart towards the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, shoulders back. And exhale, point the tailbone down, roll it in. Finding a neutral spine on inhale. Tuck the toes under and push the hips back in an active child's pose. So you're stretching the bottoms of the feet here and pushing the arms into the ground. Keep the back of the neck long, so gazing towards the ground between the hands or between the forearms. And then come up onto your hands, press both arms down and reach it back to a gentle, easy down dog. Knees are bent. Look forward and step your way, little steps all the way to the front of the mat. Let's grab our pillow again and lift up just enough to shove the pillow there between the belly and the thighs. And from there, drape over it and let the upper body soften on top of the support. Bend the knees as much as you need for that to be easy. And let the head get heavy. Either hang the arms or let them rest to the floor if the hands get there. And feel the heels pressing down, anchoring through the earth, holding all of the weight of your body, if possible, effortlessly. And with the pillow there, you have a bit of restriction to breathe in the belly. So take that as an occasion to let the breath take more space in the back. So filling up the lower back and the mid back. And finding more space all around your upper body. And gently bend the knees. Make your way up, remove the pillow. And come back down to your Uttanasana forward fold. Bend the knees, press the legs down, and using the backs of the legs, roll yourself up, vertebra by vertebra. Roll the shoulders back when you get there, and lastly, lift the head up to neutral. From here, inhale, reach the arms up. Grab the left wrist with the right hand, reach the arms up to the ceiling, and bend to the right. Feel the left leg pushing down to the floor. Inhale to center, right wrist, left hand, reach it up. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, center, left wrist. Exhale to the right. Staying here for your inhale, press the left leg down. Exhaling here. And inhale to center, grab the right wrist. Exhale, bending to the left. Press the right leg to the ground as you inhale. Exhaling in your bend. Inhaling to center, both arms reach up. Exhale, fold it forward, bend the knees. Inhale, come halfway up, fingertips to the shins, top of the head reaches forward. Exhale, fingertips down. And step the left leg back. You can adjust your blanket here so that the knee comes to drop onto the blanket. Inhale in your little lunge. Reach the heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, stretch the front leg. Walk your hands back as much as you need. If you have blocks, you can place your hands onto blocks if that helps. Inhale here to lengthen the spine. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, dive. Inhale, lengthen, bend into the right knee. Squeeze the hips towards each other, push the right heel to the floor, lift it up, arms overhead towards the ceiling. Stay here. Keep squeezing the hips, don't drop it forward. Find integrity through the legs. And lower the fingertips to the floor. Lift the left knee and step the left foot to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release. Inhale, all strong legs come all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, raise the arms up. exhale to fold, bent knees. Inhale, halfway up. Think of reaching the chest forward, keeping the chin slightly in. Lower the fingertips down. Right foot steps all the way back, lowering the right knee. Inhale here, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lengthen the left leg. Left foot is flexed and push the left heel into the ground. Lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, dive towards the left knee. Reach the chest forward, bending into the left knee. Squeeze the hips, push the left heel to the floor to lift yourself up, arms to the ceiling. Exhale here, integrity in the legs, as if you're sliding the left heel back and the right knee forward. Lower the hands to the front of the mat. Float the right knee and step the right foot next to the left. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Pushing through the legs, come all the way up to stand, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart. Adding on to this, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Fingertips down, left foot back. Squeeze the hips here. Reach the heart forward and lower the left knee down. Grab your block or bottle. Place the left hand onto the block. Right hand to the right thigh. Lengthen the spine and keep squeezing the hips towards each other. Same integrity in the lower body. From here, engage your ankle so that you keep your foot flexed. And you'll roll onto the right outer edge of the foot. And roll onto the inner edge of the foot, pointing the knee towards the left. 2 more times, rolling out and rolling in. Keep flexing the right foot as you roll out. So there's a straight line on the inside of the ankle. And roll it in. Same thing here. Come back to center. Whole foot on the floor. Squeeze the hips towards each other and swift the arms forward and up. Exhale here. Squeeze the hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in cactus. Pull the elbows back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, squeeze it back. Curl the chest up. Inhale, up. Exhale, cactus back. From here, release the arms back and down. Lower the fingertips to the front of the mat. You can place the block or bottle to the side. Lift the left knee. Keep squeezing the hips. Anchor the front foot to the floor and slide the left foot forward, bringing the knee to the chest. Left hand will come to the left knee. Use the back of the right leg to pull yourself up to stand on one leg. Left knee stays into the chest. Interlace the fingers around the left knee and equalize your pelvis. So try to have both hips at the same height. You may stay here, or maybe try to keep the left knee where it is and lift the arms up overhead. One inhale here, and exhale, lower foot and arms. With strong legs, inhale, come all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over bent knees. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fingertips down and the right foot back. Squeeze the hips, lengthen the front body, and lower the right knee. Grab your block or bottle, right hand on the bottle, come up. Left hand to the thigh. Flex that left foot so you keep that ankle not moving through this exercise. And you roll the leg out, rolling onto the outer edge or the pinky edge of the left foot. And then roll it in onto the big toe edge of the left foot. Again, 2 times. Roll it out in an external rotation. and roll it in an internal rotation. One last time. And in. Come back to center. The whole foot is on the floor. Squeeze the hips. Reach the arms forward and up. Find integrity in your legs. Inhale, fingertips reach up. Exhale, squeeze the elbows back and shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, squeeze it back. Curl the chest up. Inhale, reach it up one last time. Exhale, elbows back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lower the arms back and down. Fingertips to the front of the mat. Lift the right knee. Squeeze the hips towards each other. Left foot pushes down. Slide the right foot forward. Right knee to chest. Right hand to the right knee. And use the back of the leg to pull you up like a lever. To stand onto the left leg. Interlace the fingers around the right knee. And find your balance. Find a point of focus. Soften your gaze onto that point. And maybe stay here. Or maybe release the hands, trying to keep the knee where it is. And reach the arms up and overhead. For one inhale. Exhale, lower the right foot, lower the arms. All right, let's inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale to fold over bent knees. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fingertips down. And the left foot steps back. Keeping the left knee lifted, squeeze the hips towards each other. Reach the heart forward. Push the ball of the left foot to the floor and the right heel down. And from there, lift the arms up and overhead in your high lunge. Keep squeezing the hips towards each other and both feet into the floor, but also both feet towards each other as if you were going to bend the mat underneath you. From there, lower the arms back behind you and grab your opposite elbows. And gently push the elbows into their opposite hands. From there, gently push the back of the rib cage against your forearms and curl the chest up. Don't lose the legs. Gently bring the chest forward, like in a runner's lunge. And we'll bring the weight into the right leg, slide the left leg forward. Slowly, slowly bring the knee to the chest and coming up onto the right leg. And from there, right away, bring the left foot all the way back. You can slide it against the mat. Come back up to your high lunge. Release the arms, reach them up. And exhale, release and bring the hands to the hips. Pivot both feet to the left. Feet are parallel. The toes might come a little bit more inwards rather than outwards. Hands to hips, shoulders roll back. Inhale, curl the chest up and anchor the outer edges of the feet to the floor. And from there, exhale, hinge forward. You might want to bend the knees and let the upper body and the head get heavy and release the hands towards the floor. On your inhale, you'll lengthen. Bring the upper body about parallel to the floor on your fingertips. If that feels like too far, grab your block. You might remove the blanket if it's in the way. And you can bring both hands onto the block or on your fingertips. Keep anchoring the outer edges of the feet to the floor and bring your hips back. Bring the weight into the heels, but keeping the feet down. Keep the upper body long and then bend into the right knee. You can take a look and see if the knee is in line with the toes. So you want to think of pushing the thigh towards the right, towards the front of the mat. Keep the outer edge of the left foot anchored. I don't want to see this coming up. Keep it down. Keep the hips back and low and slide it to the left. Keep pushing that left thigh out so the knee is in line with the toes. Weight into the heels. And again, sliding to the right. And sliding to the left. One last time each side. Bend the right knee, extend the left leg. And bend the left knee, extend the right leg. Come back to center, both legs extended, and pivot the heels in. Bend the knees in line with your toes, and bring your hands to the thighs in a straddle squat. Make sure your knees are in line with your toes. You might adjust the feet so they can also help the knees be at the right place. Take a full breath here. And think of squeezing the heels towards each other. From here, bring the hands to the hips. And you'll come onto the ball of the left foot. Pivot the heel back and the toes forward, internally rotating the hip. Come onto the front heel and pivot the toes towards the front of the mat, bending the right knee in line with your toes. So you're in your warrior two legs here. I want you to push the outer edges of the feet to the floor. And again, same thing, pulling the heels towards each other and reach the arms out to your sides, parallel to the floor. Gaze can be towards the front fingers. Make sure your knee bends towards the space over the right heel. And keep finding length in both sides of the upper body. Inhale for a gentle reverse warrior. The right arm reaches up. Exhale, reach the arms all the way to the floor onto the fingertips. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. You can remove the ball so it's out of the way. Press both hands to the floor. Or first you can place the blanket back and step the right foot back. Lower the knees, half plank. Reach the heart forward, shoulders back. Bend the elbows, come all the way to the floor. Roll the shoulders back for an inhale in cobra. And exhale, come back to your child's pose. Hips to the heels, forehead to the ground. Inhale, come up to tabletop. Tuck the toes. Downward dog, knees bent. Think of reaching the hips up and back, of lengthening the spine. On your inhale, look forward and walk to the front of the mat. If the blanket here doesn't feel useful, you can also remove it to your choice. So from here, inhale, come halfway up. Exhale to release. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold over bent knees. Inhale, halfway up. Fingertips to the floor, and the right foot back. Squeeze the hips towards each other, reach the heart forward. Over strong legs, inhale, come all the way up, arms to the ceiling. Arrive in that high lunge. Keep squeezing the hips towards each other, engage your right glutes. And lower the arms back behind you and grab your opposite elbows. Gently pushing into the opposite hands. Press the back of the rib cage against your forearms. And gently squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. From here, lower down, finding a diagonal with the upper body. And slide the right foot forward. Knee to chest, make your way up to stand onto the left leg. And right away, slide the right foot all the way back to your runner's lunge and lift back up to your high lunge. Release the arms, hands to hips, and pivot both feet to the right. Toes slightly pointing in. Shoulders back. Inhale, lengthen the heart up. Press the outer edges of the feet to the floor. And exhale to fold, hinging from the hips, maybe bending the knees. Lower the hands down. Inhale, come halfway up, either on your fingertips or on your block. Keep pressing the outer edges of the feet to the floor and bring the weight back onto the heels, hips reach back. Lengthen the spine and bend the left knee this time. The right leg stays extended. Keep the hips low and slide it to the right. Right knee bends, the left leg extends. And notice if your inner arches are visible here, because you have little Minnie Mouse friends kind of chilling there without squishing them. And slide it to the left. Same thing. Keep the outer edges of the feet anchored and the inner arches lifted. You might lift your toes and press the big toe mound to the floor to help that. Slide to the right. And slide to the left. One last time to the right. And extend both legs. Pivot the heels in, bend the knees, and come up to your straddle squat. Take a breath here. You'll come up onto your right ball of the foot. And for an internal rotation, extend the leg, bring the heel back, toes in. Come onto the left heel and pivot the toes forward, finding your warrior two legs, left knee in line with your toes and about over the heel, more or less. Outer edges of the feet push down, heels push towards each other, and reach the arms out. Arriving here, relax the shoulders, but keep energetically reaching the fingertips in opposite directions. And can you invite your breath to come all around, like a 360-degree breath? So not only your belly and your chest moving, but also your side body and your back. For a gentle reversed warrior, inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, swivel both arms all the way to the front, come onto the ball of the right foot. Anchor both hands down, step it back to plank and lower the knees for your half plank. Inhale here, heart forward. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, shoulders back, little cobra, reach the heart forward, pull the hands back. And exhale, come into a child's pose, hips to heels. Inhale onto the hands and knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. On your inhale here, lift the right leg back. Exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. If the foot doesn't quite get there, use your right hand to help. Both hands are inside the foot and lower the left knee. Inhale, chest reaches forward. Exhale, lift the back knee and gently step the right foot back. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot to the outside of the left hand. Right knee down. Inhale, heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, left, lift the right knee and step or slide the left foot back. Inhale, right leg lift, same thing. Exhale, right foot to the outer edge of the mat. Lower the left knee. Chest forward, inhale. Exhale, lift the back knee. Slide the right foot back. Inhale, left leg floats. Exhale, left foot to the outer edge of the mat. Right knee down. Inhale, heart Stretches forward. Exhale, lift the right knee and slide the left foot back. This time you'll reach the right leg back, and exhale, right foot outside of the right hand. Lower the left knee. Stay here, inhale to lengthen the spine, heart reaches forward. Keep the left hand where it is. And you'll inhale to reach the right arm forward and circle it up and back. You might stay here, reaching the right hand towards the back of the room. Maybe bend the left knee. You can stay here, maybe grab the left foot. Either option, think of reaching the shoulders in opposite directions, finding space at the chest, and perhaps gently push the left foot against the right hand and vice versa, pushing the right hand into the foot. One more breath. And gently lower the left foot, circle the right arm up and all the way back to the front of the mat. Lift the left knee and step it back to downward dog. Lift the left leg, step the left foot outside of the left hand, and lower the right knee. Inhale, heart forward. Keep the right hand anchored down. Reach the left arm forward and roll it all the way back. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, just bend the knee. Option 3, grab the foot. Of course, if your knee is sensitive, you can always have the blanket underneath. And from here, if the foot is in the hand, gently press the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot. Keep reaching the shoulders away from each other and let the breath soften. On your next exhale, slowly release the right foot. Circle the left arm all the way back to the front. Lift the right knee and step it back to downward dog. Take one full breath here, knees can be bent. Exhale through the mouth. And slowly lower the knees down. Cross the ankles and bring your bum back, legs forward to come to sit. From here you will grab your scarf or strap and your pillow. So finding a seated position like we did at the beginning, just to have that elevation of the hips. And you'll bring the right leg forward and the left leg will be over the right knee. So the heel comes towards the side of the right hip. You might stay here, maybe bring the right heel in as well. So the knees are more or less stacked on top of each other, and the tops of the toes are pushing down. So you keep a little bit of an engagement through the legs. All right, grab your strap and take the strap into the left hand, reach the arm up overhead. You'll bend the elbow, bring the hand to the top of the back. The right arm comes out to the side. Internally rotate so the thumb points down. Bend the elbow and go grab your strap towards the lower back or the mid back. From here you might walk the hands closer towards each other, kind of walking the hands along the scarf or the strap. And once you get to the good spot where you get a good sensation, but you can still hold it for a little while, pull the hands in opposite directions. So as if your elbow is pulling up and your right elbow is pulling down. Make sure your head isn't pushed forward. Gently press the back of the head into your left arm. And also press the back of the heart into your right hand or your strap or scarf. So make sure you're not popping the ribs forward, but tuck the ribs in, knit the ribs in. Feel both sitting bones anchored in the ground or your pillow. Keep gently pressing the tops of the toes into the floor. And you may close your eyes. And invite your breath to soften within the stretch. When you're ready, softly release the arms. Release the strap, the scarf to your right. Bring the hands back so you shift the weight onto the glutes and unravel the legs. The left leg will come forward extended. Right leg comes over, heel towards the outer left hip. Maybe stay here or bend the left knee as well. Both heels towards the outer hips, tops of the toes push down. Grab your scarf into the right hand, reach the right arm up and bend the elbow hand to the top of the back. Left arm out, thumb points down, and you'll grab the lower part of your scarf. You may walk your hands closer to each other, making sure you can still knit the ribs in and push the head back. So don't go so close that you're losing the integration of the rest of your body. From here, pull as if you were gonna pull the scarf in two pieces, reaching the elbows in opposite directions. Gently press the head back. Gently press the heart back. But see if you can keep the natural curve in your lower back. So without rounding completely, but finding a natural curve in your spine. Letting the body stay soft. Enough to let the breath move freely throughout the body. Let's take one more deep breath. And softly release. Gently bring the arms back to your sides. Bring your hands behind you. Shift the weight back to unravel the legs. We'll come to lie onto our backs. Keep the pillow close by. Bring the feet to the floor and make sure you're at the center of the mat to come all the way down. And we'll grab your pillow. You might fold it in half if it's a little bit big. And you'll bring it between the thighs. So you're gently squeezing the legs in towards each other. The heels stay to the floor, maybe touch the back of the heels with the tips of the fingers. Arms are by your sides, palms facing down. Push the heels down. And on your inhale, squeezing the pillow between the legs, lift the hips, not too high, just a little bit, and then lift the arms up to the ceiling and all the way back overhead. And on your exhale, lower the hips and bring the arms up to the ceiling and all the way back down by your sides. 5 times like that. Inhaling to lift in your bridge. Arms overhead. And exhale to lower down softly and reach the arms back by your sides. Inhale up. Make sure you keep gently squeezing in your pillow. Exhale down. For 3, inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Maybe take advantage of this as a massage for your back as you lower and lift against the floor. And we do one last, reaching up. And this time stay here. Keep the hips lifted, but only bring the arms back to your sides on the floor. Gently press the arms down, maybe slide the shoulder blades closer together. Gently squeeze into the pillow, keep anchoring the heels to the floor. And see what it feels like if you pull the heels towards the shoulders. Keep the back of the head pushing to the floor. Nose pointing towards the ceiling. And think maybe of reaching the chest a little bit closer towards the chin without bringing the chin down to the chest. So keeping the head back. One more full breath. And slowly lower down. You may keep the pillow there. Bring the arms out by your sides and slide the hips towards the outer edge of the left side of the mat. Bring the knees in towards the chest and lower both knees to the right. So finding a nice, comfortable, supported twist with our pillow. You might adjust, you might have the pillow only not folded, just one layer. If this is a little bit deep for you of a twist, you can bring the pillow under the right knee to have a little bit more lift under the knees. Keep the arms out, maybe place the right hand on top of the left knee and let the head roll to the left if that's comfortable. Inviting the breath to soften the body. As you settle down onto the floor a little bit more. See if both shoulders are touching the ground. If not, the left hand could come onto the left rib cage. Two more deep breaths. And gently make your way back to center, knees pointing up, hips back to the center of the mat. You may take your pillow with you and slide the hips to the right side of the mat. Knees come in towards the chest and lower them down to the left. Arms can be in a T shape. Left hand could be on the right knee. The pillow could also be between the knees. Rolling the head gently to the right. Feel both shoulders touching the floor. And once again, letting the breath take its space here. Softening any tension in the face, in the jaw. Two more breaths. Gently make your way back to center. Take your pillow with you so it stays under the legs, just in front of the bum. And you will place the feet onto the pillow and bring the bottoms of the feet against each other in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So the bottoms of the feet are touching and the knees rest out to the sides. And so your feet and your ankles and perhaps your shins are supported by the pillow. The hands can come to the belly or out to your sides, whatever is more comfortable right now. And let the back body rest onto the ground, onto the pillow. Let the inner thighs soften. And if your hands are on your belly, give permission to your breath to move gently under your hands. Circling back to the beginning of practice. You may bring the right hand to the lower belly and the left hand to the heart. And invite the 3-part breath again. So when you inhale, you start with the lower belly, followed by the rib cage and the chest. And you exhale, starting by the chest, the rib cage, and emptying the lower belly. So finding your rhythm. Inhaling lower belly, rib cage, chest, and exhaling chest, rib cage, lower belly. After your next 3-part exhale, you may find your natural breath again. If the legs in Baddha Konasana are comfortable for you, you may stay here. Otherwise, bring your hands to the outsides of the thighs and gather the legs back together. And then extend the legs, keeping the pillow there underneath the thighs and the knees for a bit of extra support. If even here the lower back stays sensitive, you can bend the knees again and place the feet to the floor, or maybe even the feet on the pillow if that's comfortable. So take the time to notice what is most beneficial and most supportive for you right now. Your arms can open up to your sides, taking up as much space as you need. And give yourself permission to soften, to get a little bit heavier onto the support of the earth. Soften the forehead, the eyes, the cheeks and the jaw. Letting the body rest for a few moments in integrating your practice. At home, you may stay here for a few more minutes, using as much time as you need. And when you're ready to come out, you may start by deepening your breath and then by moving your hands and your feet. And make sure you come out slowly and mindfully, bending the knees and rolling onto one side first. And softly pushing yourself up. Please take as much time as you need. I thank you for your practice. And please let me know if you have any special requests or questions. Thank you for moving with me. Namaste.